Hello everyone, it is Varien and welcome back to another episode of Boom Beach. Today you guys are joining me for another episode of the Boom Beach base review, episode number 19. Today's episode is a little bit special. Today we're going to be reviewing 4 of your bases. As already promised, I need to make up obviously because I said I was going to be doing them last weekend. That didn't happen, so instead today, which is Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, gonna be doing Boom Beach base reviews, and every single episode is gonna be having 4 bases. Now, if you guys want to be having a chance of getting your base featured, check out the comment section down below. There's a template set up there. Fill in the information that I'm asking for, and you're automatically entered for the next episode. So today's episode, we're gonna be kicking off by taking a look at the friends list, because Major, which is currently in rank 1, asked me for a base review. Now, usually I just don't give priorities, but it just happened to be that the randomizer put him on top there, so we're gonna be taking a look at his base. Look at his medals, 1291. He's an SG active boomer, which stands for Singapore, I think, and he's the top dog over here. So let's actually go ahead and take a look at this base. So I'm gonna assume that your base is entirely maxed out, Major. Headquarters level 20. Well, it's not entirely maxed out, but everything offensive, vault, radar, weapon lab, it is all maxed out, so I don't need to look at that. Obviously, offense over here is also going to be maxed out, otherwise you probably wouldn't have so many medals as you're having right now, so that's totally insane. Starting at your statues right now, 40%, that is awesome. 33, 31, okay, you got some great statues. Everything above 30 is just great for troops. 70%, I also got a 70%, so that's awesome. 17, 17, 17, 29, that is okay. 13 over here, and then this one, 36, very nice one. Your statue is actually pretty nice, although this building health can obviously improve, but you know what? I have nothing to complain about that. So let's actually take a look at your defenses. How have you upgraded them? I'm really curious about this one. Shock launchers, maxed out, cool. Boom cannons, maxed out, awesome. Rocket launchers, all maxed out. Okay, cannons, 2020. That one is not maxed out, you need to work on that. 20. Okay, so why are your cannons maxed out and this one is still on level 20, 12, while this sniper tower isn't upgrading? That's something that I don't get, but you know what? I'm just gonna ignore that for now. Sniper tower level 20, this one's 14. You're currently upgrading your sniper towers, I can tell that much. Mortars, you maxed out your mortars before anything, before the sniper towers. That's interesting. You have flamethrowers, I think they're maxed out. Yeah, they're maxed out. Machine guns. Alright, so sniper towers is the last thing you're upgrading. That's pretty interesting, but upgrade this cannon, man. Like, you want to upgrade that cannon. I'm pretty sure that people just attack the right side only for that cannon already. But yeah, let's go over the prototypes. So we have a shock blast level 2 in a really nice position. It's going to be doing a lot of damage, and there's a cannon sort of to back it up here. What I'm kind of missing here is some additional backup. So what I am seeing is a rocket launcher, and that is the only thing backing up this shock blaster. So I'm not really sure how well the shock blast is going to be functioning. Maybe you want to have some more defense backing that one up, but for now you're doing fine. I like your mine spreading over here with the boom mines in the front. That's going to obviously make things a little bit rougher. Also, if they deploy a critter somewhere, they're not very likely to walk on 3 mines. So that's definitely a plus down there, what I'm seeing. These cannons over here, this sniper tower is really nicely protecting those cannons and the other way around as well. So plus points for that. Then you have a laser beam, which is really nicely located next to a shock launcher. Now, you maybe want to be a little bit more careful here, because this laser beam and the shock launcher, I mean, if people take out the shock launcher with a barrage, which I'm not sure if people do, I personally don't, but I know people that do, you might get the laser beam in a lot of damage, and people might take it out prematurely, so that might be something to focus on. I would personally spread them apart a little bit more, at least. Anyway, rocket launchers seem to be in nice locations, very nicely spread it out, so nothing to fear from that. Maybe place them a little bit more outward, so that way they really are not going to be focusing on that. But I kind of feel that the position where they're in right now doesn't hurt that much either. You got some mortars relatively early on to play. Now this machine gun, I'm not really certain about this machine gun. I really feel it's kind of far away. The same thing goes with this machine gun over here. If it's working out against the warriors, then by all means, please keep on using them. These two cannons, I kind of feel they're a little bit left behind. I would place them a little bit more forward, but maybe on the outer edges of the base or something like that. It really depends on what your playing style is or how people are going to be attacking you. But yeah, I think you're doing pretty fine. I'm a little bit afraid of these mines. I'm not really sure if they serve the purpose of actually damaging units or if they actually do get hit from time to time. But if they do, then keep them there. But if you kind of notice that units aren't really going over your mines, then you might as well just readjust those mines so that way they actually got taken out. So in general, I feel your base is doing pretty well. I kind of feel that around this meta area, people are offensively highly competitive. So there might be a couple of things here and there that you might be able to get out of your own defensive log that will help you readjust your base to the point where you're gonna be winning like 5 to 10% more battles. And that's essentially what this is all about. So that being said, that is Major's base. Let's move on to the next base of today. Alright, so the next base we're taking a look at is the base of Panda. He's currently the leader of African Duo. They're still accepting people in this task force if you want to be joining in. They seem very active, so go right ahead. You see everything in the screen, what you need to know right now. He's the leader, level 40, 322 victory points. Let's take a look. So we're taking a look at the headquarters level 16. My immediate response to this is gonna be, if you upgrade this one to level 17, defensively you're gonna be doing a lot better because you're going to be getting the shock launcher, which may be a key feature in winning defenses. Okay, that being said, let's actually take a look at the essentials. So I see you've built a weapon lab. That's actually pretty cool. You have your armory over here, radar level 15, sculptor level 4. Alright, where's your vault? Your vault's right in the middle here. I would suggest kind of upgrading it a couple of times here and there, so that way you don't lose a lot of resources. Then gunboat level 14. Your landing crafts are all level 12. I would suggest keeping them or making the jump to level 14. It really depends on your playing style, but those are the key levels in which you're going to be getting more stuff like carry extra bazookas or heavies and so on and so forth. So in this particular case, level 40 is going to be getting you another warrior, I think. So, your mine spreading, I would do something about that. Place your mines inside of your base, obviously, because they're gonna be useless half of the time here. Where the warriors are gonna be running over one side of the base, you maybe want to be protecting your center of the base, because that way maybe warriors are gonna be hitting like 80% of the mines or something like that. Or at least they're gonna be forming somewhat more of a threat than it is already. I mean, if I were to be seeing this, I'll be getting very happy, because first of all, I would probably drop a barrage somewhere and then also take out this low level cannon in the mix as well, and it gives me a lot of path here to just make my way up to the headquarters to just take out this base. Also, this over here is not recommended. People are very likely to maybe drop a barrage on here to get a lot of victory points for free. I mean, these are 10 buildings here that are just laying around over here, and they're really easy to come by. So if they're all spread out like a little bit more, then people are less likely to actually go for the buildings as they are right now. And I kind of feel that having so many buildings together is a weak point, because you're gonna be giving away a lot of free gunboat energy. So that is my take on that. Like, basically, if you have like a split, like a crossroads, like a 2x2 buildings. So for example, these two next together, that combine together, if you drop 2 artilleries in the center here, they're gonna be destroying 4 buildings, and that's something that you honestly don't want. Other than that, let's take a look at the levels of your stuff. You have your cannons, you have a doom cannon over here, you have your regular cannons over here, okay? Sniper towers seem to be very nicely leveled up. And you have your flamethrowers. Your headquarters is nicely protected against the warriors, because you got all of your flamethrowers and machine guns at the core of the base, alongside with a couple of mortars over there. So that is really actually a nice position. What I would suggest you to do, if I see this, is I would be swapping this boom cannon and this boom cannon with the location of these 2 sniper towers. Because that way you're gonna have more offense in the front, because these sniper towers can back up the cannons, and that's what I always say. Sniper towers should be backing up cannons and the other way around, because they cover each other so greatly with range. Like, the sniper tower is hitting fast and can take out fragile units, where the cannon can actually take out the heavy units, such as the heavies and the tanks and so on and so forth. So you kind of want to have a healthy combination of the both of them relatively early on into the base. So if you're making the swap with the cannon, placing that on the sniper tower's location, you want to be placing that sniper tower a little bit right from these cannons. So that way it's going to be covering the both of them, and these two are covering them as well. But then also at the side, and you have an additional defense down there, which is even going to be making the Doom Cannon more useful, because it's harder to reach with the other defenses around it. So that is my immediate tip. The boom mines can stay in the front of the base, no problems there whatsoever. But just make sure your regular mines actually spread it out across the base, so that way it's going to be far more effective than it is right now. And also work on the spreading of these storages and like the residences, because they're honestly in a dangerous spot to get given away for free to opponents that you honestly don't want to be giving these away to. So that is your base, Panda. I hope it helps you out. Let's move on to the third base of today. Alright, so this time around we have arrived at Operation Swarm. This is the task force of the leader called Drayden29, which we're going to be reviewing. He's a level 44 with 441 victory points. Let's take a look at his base. So it looks pretty impressive, I gotta say. It looks very nicely structurized and organized. That is something that's really nice on the eyes, because I have a tiny bit of OCD. But let's actually go ahead and take a look what you got to offer here. So headquarters level 18, no defensive statues. That might be an issue around your victory point level. You maybe want to be considering getting more defensive statues. At least like the masterpiece of building health, if it's like more than 20%, is already going to help out tremendously. But let's get into the base first and then talk about defense. Okay, over here an armory level 15, vault level 15, radar level 15 as well. A little bit under level, but I kind of feel that you are really pushing your headquarters to the limit to get to headquarters level 20 as soon as possible. And that's got 2 thumbs up here from my side there. So, weapon lab level 1 over here. You have your sculptor level 7. That's a nice upgrade already on headquarters level 18. You got your sculptor level 7. That's a great job there. Over here, gunboat level 15. Yeah, I do really kind of feel you have been rushing it a little bit. This landing craft already level 17, but this one is still level 12. Now, if you're going to be upgrading your landing craft, upgrade this one to level 12, because you see the difference between this landing craft and this one. The difference is 1 warrior. On level 40, you're going to be getting yourself another warrior, so it's definitely worth doing so. And after level 14, if you're a warrior player, you want to be making the push to level 17. Sorry if I'm talking a little bit too fast. I'm actually stumbling across my own words, so I need to tone it down a tiny bit at least. So let's take a look at your statues. I see you have something boosted up. Resource Ward for Masterpiece. Masterpiece for Resource Ward 65%. Alright. Gunboat is 21. 15 and 60, not too bad. 63. Wood production. Okay. And this one's actually really cool. This troop health one over here. Troop damage is also pretty nice. What I think around this meadow area. I still remember being around this meadow area. Around this meadow area, I find bases with a lot of wood. You honestly don't need this guardian. I can tell you this one straight up. If you need anything, there's a couple of statues you can get instead of this one, which will help you out more in the long run. That is gold production. That's already going to help you out tremendously. A guardian of resource ward whenever you take down bases, or get yourself a building health masterpiece, because those are the 3 things I would honestly consider you to change this guardian into, because a masterpiece already does a lot, and you honestly don't need that much wood in this part of the game, because you're gonna be lacking stone and iron in return, and you're gonna have an overflow of wood, which basically makes people attacking you anyway, taking down your base, taking all the goods, and you got all of the wood for nothing. So honestly, replace this one with a different one. That is my tip to you. Other than that, let's actually take a look at the base here. You have 3 boom cannons, level 6, level 6, and level 6. The cannons are level 11, pretty cool stuff. Machine guns are level 12 and 11. Rocket launcher level 6, both of them. Shock launcher leveled up once, that's always a nice thing. Flamethrower level 8, 7, 7 and 9. The mortars over here. Okay, I think I've seen enough. So let's actually see. This base is actually pretty cool, because you're not going to be giving away a whole lot of free gunboat energy, because everything is kind of at the edge of the map, but still it's not that easily accessible. You got all of these mines over here with definitely a purpose over there, so I like what I'm seeing down there. Although I kind of wish like you would be placing a couple of mines like next to the machine gun over here, so that way if they're going to be going to the headquarters, they're going to be facing the mines anyway. And that is because if people or troops are going to be attacking straight down the middle, it's very likely they're going to be avoiding these mines, because there's no building behind it or anything like that. It's very likely that they're going to be walking like this, going to be taking out the sniper tower, then going to the boom cannon or the regular cannon, and then from there on out they're going to be going to this sniper tower, this one, essentially missing all of these mines. So honestly, I will place them, integrate them a little bit more into the base. You don't have to do that for all of them. What I like is that you've been placing like some boom mines at the headquarters. That is actually really annoying, at least against the warriors, so that's definitely a plus. Especially if they gather up together and they walk over a boom mine, you're gonna be taking out like 7 or 8 at the same time, so that's definitely a good thing. Other than that, I kind of feel that your base is actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. The only downside, honestly, is that you got no defensive statues. I'm pretty sure you'll be doing at least better than you're doing right now with that statue. But other than that, this metal area is kind of the zone where if you don't have a lot of things upgraded, like for instance, if you don't got like boom cannons that are really high level, there isn't a whole lot of defenses that you're gonna be stopping, at least not with a base like that. So that is the issue that I'm facing, but I really do like this base. So let me know in the comments, Dryden, if you're watching this. How well is your defense doing? Like, are you actually taking down bases? Like, I mean, are you holding off attacks and stuff like that? That's the stuff that I'm curious about. If you're not, you might want to be considering making a base in the back once you reached headquarters level 20. Because it's obvious to me that you're kind of rushing the headquarters for the good purpose of getting better at the game. Okay, let's move on to the final base of today. Alright, so the final base we're going to be reviewing is in the task force called Bomb Squad Elite. And they only have room for 5 members, so I cannot really advertise them. But he is the leader, level 30. We're talking about Bishal R with 219 victory points. And what is it with Kitten Stomper? That is honestly really mean. Anyway, let's take a look at his base and see what this one is all about. So what we're seeing is a headquarters level 12. That means that you got your 6th landing craft. And from what I can tell, you've already been upgrading it pretty nicely. So keep up the good work on that one. Other than that, you got your radar over here. You got your armory, which is kind of under level, but that is alright. Where is your vault? Where's your vault at? Where the heck is your vault? Do you have one? Or am I just really blind? It's not over here. It's not over. It's probably so. Oh, I found it. Level 11. Okay, alright. So that means it's doing good. Don't hide your vault like that. It's already hard enough to find your vault usually, because people are laughing at me. It's really funny when you're trying to find the vault, but you cannot find it, and you're finding it 5 seconds late. Okay, this is my terrible impression of being a nerd. But let's take a look at this base. So what we're having is statues. Statues that are actually pretty nice. You have a masterpiece, which is kind of on the lower end, which is kind of unfortunate, but still you have a masterpiece. Guardian 14, Guardian 11, Guardian 12, and a Guardian 14. Okay, so you're doing decent there. Hopefully you're going to be getting yourself some more masterpieces. Gunboat Energy masterpiece would be awesome. Resource Award masterpiece would be awesome as well. But let's take a look here. Boom Cannon is level 2. Obviously you don't have the rocket launcher yet, so maybe you want to be working towards that. Once again, you're in the phase in the game where you're finding the wall Headquarters level 10 to headquarters level 13 are considered a wall because it's pretty hard to get resources, but you still have to progress into the game. So what you've been doing with the vault is already like, where is it? It's over here. It's already pretty nice, so keep up the good work with that, and hopefully you're going to be able to get onto headquarters level 14 as soon as possible here. But let's take a look here. You got some cannons, which are pretty nicely leveled up. Flamethrowers level 5, this one's level 1. You maybe want to be upgrading that a little bit. Machine guns level 9, this one's a baby one, level 7. This mortar, level 2, level 5, and level 5. And then you have some sniper towers. Alright, so first things first, I like the mine spreading for sure, because around this metal area, people are pretty likely to attack from the back of the base. So what you have done with the boom mine here, I'm not really sure if I would recommend it. If anything, if this one is there for the back of the base, I would honestly place that boom mine here, somewhere in this little area here. So if they're gonna be walking at the back of the base, they're gonna have to face that boom mine anyway, which is kind of cool, because that means they're gonna have to either waste gunboat energy, or they're gonna be losing some units or get a lot of damage on their units. So that's definitely my recommendation for that boom mine. Other than that, these mines over here, I'm not really sure, and the same thing goes for this boom mine. I'm not sure if people actually will reach that. For these mines they might, but this boom mine, I honestly don't see a lot of units, a lot of troop combinations reaching that mine. And even if they do reach that mine, it's not going to be a whole lot of, it's not going to be that significant, honestly. So I would do something with that. I would change it. Maybe put a couple of these statues in the front of your base and hide some mines behind it. That can be sufficient, but honestly feel you should be changing them. Then the next point that I want to make is, I would suggest, if you want to be doing well on defenses, is to put your cannons at the outer edges of the base, so in the front or maybe at the side or something like that, so that way they're gonna be protecting. Pretty much how this one is protecting. This is a really great protection right here, but it's only happening in this little area over here. It's not happening at the side over here or at the other side, so maybe you want to be adjusting that. Putting a sniper tower where the machine gun is, and then a cannon over here, and then putting a cannon over here and a machine gun over there or something like that, and keep that cannon over here but have a sniper tower over there. That way protection is definitely going to be there, and then place some mortars at the back of the base and maybe like a flamethrower or something like that, so that way your headquarters is a little bit more protected. Definitely keep that boom cannon in the location where it is right now, or maybe even at the back of the base, because, you know, it's gonna be protecting well anyway. So that is my review of your base. I really hope that helps you out, Bishel. Let me know how your base is doing in the future, and I'll be sure to check it out. And that being said, we're going to be wrapping this video off here. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you guys maybe learned a thing or two. And that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, make sure that if you guys like this video too, boom, give it a thumbs up. That being said, this has been Reversal for Boom Beach. I'm going to be signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next one.